Good morning, everyone. So today we'll start the last topic of the module 3, that is confidentiality. See, confidentially, it is an ethical principle. Whenever you are working under any profession or any office work, you need to have some confidential information. Whenever these employed engineers who are working under some companies, they should not any leak any information either to their friends or families or to any other neighboring companies. So it is the duty of everyone to duty of everyone to take care that the information should not leak, so that the whatever the you are working under some profession means that should be based on their ethical policies. The next is confidential information with respect to business. See, any information or an employer should have secret. He should maintain his own secret data. Like as a professional engineer or as a professional person, you should not release your any business information or the data information with your neighboring clients. So that if you share the information, so automatically you will be under the competitive world. As you are in a competitive world, if you are sharing any data, any technical process, any knowledge person means, so that what will happen, your company will automatically will collapse or come down in its shares. So that's why normally many people don't leak their confidential information. One more second point is most information business run based upon their products directly, which affects the company ability, such as information by competitor to gain advantage or catch up. See, many business companies, what they will do, they'll hire some person. They'll keep some person so that they should watch the whatever the employee which is working in that market is, whether he's a faithful or not. So that's why there's always a signature written. Always they'll take a signature on your agreement, so that whatever the information you are producing to the marketplace, it should be in a statistically in a confidentially manner. The information should not leak it. The next is test results and data. Whatever results are there regarding test results, that should not leak it. So that's why whatever the test results are there, it should be within the restricting policies. Next is information about the upcoming unreleased products. Whichever the unreleased products are there, those information should not be leaked. As you know, if any movie is coming, any film is coming, though it will be known a few months back or years back, but that movie will not be released based upon its clips. Only after releasing, it's taking the permission of all the boards, then only those things will be. So that's why in that place also concerned, whatever the information, it should not be leaked. Then design or formulas for products. See, whatever you are designing based upon their products or formulas, even that also can be implemented. So next is the number of employees working on a project and it by the suppliers. Whatever the employees are working, those should be confidentially, so that your marketing strategies, your production cost and your production yield should always be in a productive manner. It should be in a productive manner, not in a sag manner. It should not lag. So that is why this is all about confidential information. These are the 5 to 6 points you need to remember based upon their data, based upon their business, based upon their test results, based upon their unreleased products, based upon their design information or an employee information, marketing strategies, production cost and production yield. Next is privileged information. Whatever information is granted by the employee based upon their special assignments, based upon their widely organization, that information should not be publicly leaked. If it is leaked publicly, automatically that assignments will be no of use. Whatever, see, for example, if I am leaking you any scripts, any question paper scripts, automatically you will not be having any interest in future to write it. So you will not work on that assignment. So I cannot give you complete data. You should make your own data and then give it to the organization. What the strategies have to be implemented in the further policies. That is why privileged information should be revealed, always be with respect to the publicly or widely with the organization. Then proprietary information. See, proprietary information is information that a company owns. See, even the employees will be not knowing about this information. Only those who are CEOs, those who are directors, only they will be having this information. Not the information, it will be not leaked even to the employees also. only certain amount of secrets or certain amounts of data only will be given to employees, but not about all the data. A certain the restricted data, certain data will be always restricted. See, next is, see, certain patent information. See, what is patent information means, whenever you are doing any product, whenever you releasing any product in the market, that the product will be become patent. This thing will not be released once again. I mean to say that if you are launching any product, if you are launching any product by your own, if you are launching any cement product by your own name, by your own legality companies, so that whatever the name is there, it cannot be copied, or whatever the chemical is there, it cannot be copied. So whatever the ingredients is there, it cannot be copied by any other person unless or until a permission is taken. Unless or until a permission is taken, then only this information. Why? That's why whatever the scripts you are doing, whatever you are making yourself, whatever invention you are doing, that will be, you should make it as a patent. If you don't make it as a patent, that information can be done by somebody else, and he can enjoy, because he can enjoy and he can take his name that he has invented that. So that is why nowadays the rules and regulations have been considered, so that patent has to be done. Then there should not be any monopoly of power. Monopoly, single-handed should be there. It should not be 3 to 4 persons are running in a patent holder. You can make a patent of a company, but you cannot make a patent of any persons. But in case of trade secrets, the legal protection is limited to relationship and confidential and trust. See, this is all things with confidential and trust only. Those company will progress. Many information will be leaked. Anyhow, nowadays technologically has been improved, so many information can be leaked. But certain amount of trust also makes the company to enhance their futures, enhance their future or company secrets. So next is effect of change of job on confidentially. See, certain employees are obliged to protect confidential information regarding former employment after a change of job. See, employees are obliged to protect confidential information. Whatever information is there, that will be restricted to confidentially matter. See, then confidential trust between employer and employee continues beyond the period of employment. See, this is certain relationship. There is a certain relationship between employer and employee. Employer should take care of employee. Employee has to listen to the employer. Then only the work will be under a proper balanced purpose. So whatever the confidential information is being shared by the employer should be in a periodical manner. He should not share in a first day only. If first day only everything is shared, in second day he can go away. So that also can have some doubt on the matter of employer. So there should be a funnel. Once the trust is built, the employment can be taken in the further progress. See, but the employee cannot be not to seek any change of job. See, employers cannot seek any change of job. Once you are done with an agreement that you are working in a certain company for 2 to 3 years of 2 to 3 years or 2 years bond you have written, you cannot make that you want to change a job unless you crack that bond and pay the penalties to it. So that's why companies have written when the agreement is being signed, you should read all the statements, whatever it is written. So in that also one thing will be written, that confidential information should be not be shared to the respective departments. So that departments you should not share. If you share that information, you will be penalized, legalized, and you will be lawfully charged. So for that purpose only, they will sign the agreement, so that you will be under that arena of known persons. Next point is, the employee's right to keep the trade secrets confidentially by a former employee should be accepted at the same time. See, whatever information is being sent by the former employees should always be accepted. See, if I am sending you certain information, if I am sending you certain notes, you need to accept it, because even you will be knowing that these notes are correct, and whatever the notes are being sent. So about the internship, about the professional ethics, whatever I am teaching it. So you should accept it in a positive manner, not in a negative manner, so that once the positive manner will be accepted, will be certain of trust will be built. Once the trust is built, proper advancement of employees' right can be obtained. If you have any doubts, regarding this, if you have any doubts regarding this professional or regarding this, whatever the confidential information I am sharing is correct or not, then you can clarify with the employers only. No need to go for third person and clarify. You can just clarify with the known persons. So this is all about confidential informations. So next topic, this is the last topic of module 3, that is whistleblowing. See, whistleblowing is a person exposes to any kind of information like deemed illegal, unethical, or not correct within the organization, either private or public. See, the whistleblower comes from the referee of or foul play. See, these are nothing but whistleblowers. Sometimes fake informations will come. Whistleblowers are nothing but fake information which are coming from any other part of the neighboring. Sometimes you get the information that your job is being terminated by some things. But what sense of doubt you will have, that you will have certain set of doubt that, oh, my job will be terminated in so and so days. So that's why these are whistleblowing. Always a fake information will be coming that you will be getting some bonus in some period of time. But unless or until it is confidentially, you cannot accept it. So for that purpose, these are all whistleblowers. So generally, you will be watching every day. You will be seeing that whistleblowing will be taking place on fake informations. Will be getting on your networking sites and all. So this is also a misconduct. This is also a misconduct. If you are working in some professional organization, means you should not be having always misconduct or illegal information being shared. Whether if it is confidential, if it is correct, if the information is obedient to the respective client, then only you should tell it. You cannot tell that I can construct your building in 1 month. You can construct if you have proper equipments, if you have proper strength, but you should not blow the whistle that I'll construct in a 15 days, I'll construct in 10 days. Some people will do it. So you can do it. I am not telling that you cannot do it, but you should have some confidential to yourselves. You should be confident to yourself. If you cannot just put any unnecessary remarks on this. Next is this all dishonesty, misconduct. So these all things are taking place nowadays, like misconduct, illegal, dishonest, good for society. Certain information will be there in your neighboring good also. So unless or until you know it properly, unless or until you see it, unless or until you have that trust that there is this information is right, don't believe it. See, the reasons of whistleblowing may be violation of company policies, threat to public interest, threat to national security, fraud and corruptions. These are all whistleblowing policies. These are all very easy for you. You can understand. Then there are types. This is very important. There are types such as internal whistleblowing and external whistleblowing. See, those who come whistleblowers can choose the information. Internal whistleblowing is nothing but it is the information regarding fraud, corruption, or mismanagement and reports such as such as inside an organization, chief executive officer, senior managements. These are all internal whistleblowers. What they'll tell you the information that if you do this work, I will give you this bonus. So this thing will not be done unless or until it is assigned by the proper executive person. These persons will be working under some people, some organization. What they assure you that if you do this work in the proper period of time, I will give you so and so this type of bonus in the respective period of time. So these are all internal blowers. See, most of the blowers will be internal blowers only, because as an employer or employer, as an employee, project manager will be having some pressure on it, so that this work should be completed in the periodic time. What the project manager will tell that if you work under this period of time, I will provide you some incentives. I'll give you some higher positions for you. But to do his work in the, why he will tell all these things? Because his work should be completed in that period of time only. That's why these are all internal whistleblowers. So some are external whistleblowers, like like media, law enforcement agencies. These are all external whistleblowers. Media, law enforcement agencies are nowadays. You can see that there are a lot of media taking place in the in your television channels, so that you will be having some large amount of whistleblowers. So these whistleblowers will be correct also. I'm not telling that these whistleblowers are wrong. These whistleblowers will be always correct. Sometimes it might be correct, sometimes it might be wrong. It will be in a partially state. So that's why these are all external whistleblowers. Nowadays, media, law enforcement agencies, these are all external whistleblowers. In case some depending informations will be there due to misconduct of lawyers, misconduct of agencies, federal agencies, whatever the law enforcement is there. These are all about external whistleblowers only. What harm this external whistleblowers does means this harms for public trust damage, threat damage, national security damage, then uh, then retaliation, then wrongdoing. This will all certain message will come that in this place certain things are happening. So what happens during that period of time, a large amount of heavy misuse of public trust will damage. So what these people will do, these people will be following those messages. So after following these messages, one day they'll be knowing that this message was wrong. Automatically their sentiments will be damaged. So that for that purpose only, sometimes it might be correct, sometimes it might be wrong also. So for that purpose, uh, this is the entire, you should have some ethics, you should have some professional ethics before believing this blowers. So by this we are completing the module 3. Module 3 is entirely completed, professional ethics, and detailed it is completed. From now we'll start our next module, that is module 4. So now we are starting a new module, that is module 4, that is engineering economy. Engineering economy. See, we have learned from first what we have learned in CME, how to make critical path method, organization, committee, project manager, functions of management, all things, how the internship, the entrepreneurship will be going on. All these things we have learned. What is professional ethics? What is unprofessional? What is professional? So everything. How we need to maintain. What about excavation and all? Everything we have learned in module 3. So now we'll start with the new module, that is module 4, engineering economy. Till now, see, till now we have read this. Now we'll start with the new topic, engineering economy. Economy is nothing but economics is derived from the Greek word, that is okios means households, and neimin means management. Okios and mean. You can, this O is silent here. Kus and mean. You can tell kus and mean. Kus means household and neimin means management. How you will manage your economy? If you have certain amount of rupees, how you will manage that amount of rupees even in that restricted period of time? Now you are undergoing with a very bad phase of period. You have only small amount of money. Your business is not running. You are not getting proper amount of salaries to everyone. So there is a lot of mismanagement is being going on. So for that purpose, what we are doing, we need to manage our economy even in our restricted period of time only. Certain time of economics will be taking place. That's why economy has taken place in a large growth, like GDP growth. When we are having certain amount of GDP growth, uh, GDP growth is coming down. GDP is growing. Sometime it goes up. Why it goes up? Why it goes down? Based upon their economical goals. They will have to have certain statistics. So that statistics they will implement on that. So those and that period of time they will be knowing the growth rate period. What is a growth rate period? Whether the economy is a strong or economy is in a bad state condition. Even in your household, you can see that sometimes you will be having large amount of economical problem. Sometimes your business will fail. Sometimes you lose the job and there will be heavy economical problem. You will be surrounded by many loans and many other things also. So for that purpose also your economy will be in the trouble state. How we need to manage our economy in that period of time also. This topic learns the engineering economy. Even in that state also, how we need to manage ourselves. So this is all about engineering economy. See, there is a, just we'll go through the introduction today. There is a high level of employment, price stability, efficiency, equitable distribution of economy and growth. High level of employment is there if you have proper economy. If your business is running properly, you can appoint certain person. You will recruit some person if your economy is good. If your economy is not good, what you will do? You will not recruit any person. So for that purpose also, high level of employment can be done only when your economy is good. Price stability. Price stability is an important factor. If you have see certain nowadays, you can see that there is a very hike in prices. So what they are doing, they are making 10 rupees, whatever you have around 50 rupees material, they are they're selling it for 60 to 75 rupees. So for that purpose also, price stability is a very important purpose. So if you increase this price, automatically the growth of employment will be reduced. Growth of employment will be reduced because prices are high. How the other things can be managed? So we should have certain amount of price stability also. Some petroleum products will be always be increasing, decreasing. So when it increases in large amount. When it decreases, it decreases in large amount. So there will be no any stability in certain amount of products, certain amount of commodities, price stability will not there. So if you see in biscuits, if you see in soap products, if you see in oil products, so there will be huge amount of price stability for year to years together. Efficiency also depends upon the economy. So if you have a proper economical rate, if the business is running properly, if the entire country's business is running properly, if the shares are going on properly, there is no any drop and high in amount of shares. So even in bank, interest is given properly, then only you can have proper efficiency growth. Then equitable distribution of economy. There should be a proper distribution of economy in our entire period of time. Whenever we have good distribution of economy, we can have good growth. Growth is also an independent factor on efficiency and growth. These two are directly proportional. If your efficiency is good, then your growth will be good. If your efficiency is bad, your growth will be bad. So whenever they tell you define economy, means you need to write this statement. Economics is a science that deals with the production and consumption of goods and services, and it results in this is very important line, goods and services, and the distribution of the rendering to this human welfare. The following economical goals are high level of employment, price stability, efficiency, equitable distribution of income, then growth. This thing you should remember. See, management of money is a very critical to the success of any company. Unless you have proper management, then the money will be also in a good growth. Therefore, knowledge also plays a very important role in construction companies like borrowing, lending, giving firms, and now banks. You go to any, if you want to construct your home, you go to banks and you provide them estimate that our construction of our home is around 10 to 15 lakhs. So the bank will be giving 1/3 share in the initial time, then 2/3 share, then 1/4 share. So based upon your economical balance, they based upon a propertical value, based upon your economical balance, they provide you the proper management role. Your economy should be your money should also not disturb, and the economical growth should also be there in the field. So for that purpose also, management should be done in a properly manner. See, certain types of interest on application will be always be well lending, like borrowing, investing of money, then growth, crucial financial management factors. These are all depends upon the managerial growth. Finance. See, these are all very interesting statements. If you go into the depth, then engineering economics is a subject, is a branch, is a very depth. So only a certain part of economy is only included in our management part. So entire financial, so in this financial crisis, financial dependent management is also there. So there are various other factors also depending upon their money cost, borrowing, investing money, lending. So these are all things comes around our managerial factors only. Sometimes we borrow. It's a quite nature, that human nature, that we borrow it and we give it after some duration of time. That duration of time should not lapse it. So even his economy should also be not disturbed. So for that purpose also, we should develop in our society that everybody's income should be maintained in a proper statistical manner. That is why this is nothing but engineering economy. Next comes concepts of engineering economics. See, we have the various concepts like financial, goods, services, then various amount of demand supply products, then fixing lower prices, higher prices. See, lower prices, higher prices are fixed. Suddenly the prices will be higher. As I said, you in petroleum products, suddenly the prices will be higher. Suddenly the prices will be lowered. You can see the day-to-day life as a student of an engineer. You can see in your day-to-day lives that sometimes there will be large amount of growth, sometimes there will be small amount of growth, sometimes the prices will be high. When the prices are high, you will restrict your economy. When the prices are low, again you will invest in more and more purposes. This is nothing but concept. As an engineer, you should understand that based upon the economical ground only, we should plan ourselves and invest in a properly good manner. Then basic engineering problems. What are basic economic problems are allocation resources. Sometimes the government, business firms and governments has to allocate the resources in a properly manner. Whatever the allocation of resources are there. If you want to go to any grocery shop, if there are no resources, means what you will do? So the resources has to be run based upon their industrial factors also. Industries also plays a very important role in resources. Then by what methods are goods produced? Goods are produced based on various factors like agricultural goods are produced, less capital, more capital goods are produced when the farmer is used, the labor intensive products, where the later is used capital intensive products. There are various amount of goods which are being produced in our markets based upon the capital, based upon their economical purpose, based upon their intensive methods, based upon their unintensive methods. Agricultural products are always intensive, but when the products are in bad worse condition due to calamities, due to less economy, certain high growth will be there. If you take a tomato, onion, or any other product, this will have suddenly high growth. So that is why you need to take care that which product is good in the respective period of time. Then distribution of goods should be distributed in a proper manner. Whenever transportation is there, by using some other facilities also, goods should be distributed in a proper manner, so that you should not sell the products 100 rupees product, you cannot sell for 200 rupees products. You can take only marginal profit of 10%. That is nothing but intensive methods. Marginal profit of 10 to 15% you can take, but you cannot take suddenly a profit of 100% to 100%. That is what it is telling. Then utilization of resource. Whatever resource you are producing, your productivity is done, that resource should be utilized. It should not be kept in a godown for many period, many time. So whatever resource is being produced in the market, material, money, or any other products which are being launched in the market, it should be utilized by some person or society, so that that utilization also will be in a positive manner. So these products can increase the economically. If you are launching any product, if that product has no any utilization, means then that product is nowhere concerned to that. So that is why utilization is also an important factor. See, consumption should be done on the daily basis of in order to satisfy one's need. Like human consumptions is based upon the wealth resource. Wealth resource has to be daily consumption will not be taken place. So based upon the periodically time only consumption. Sometimes the stock will be more. Stock will be more only in the you have certain amount of stock. You don't want to sell it. You want to sell it when only the prices are high. So what you will do? You will restrict the products and you will not supply the goods to the market. There will be heavy lag of goods in the market. Then only you will supply to the market. That should not happen. The consumption should be taken in a periodically manner. The consumption should always be taken in a periodical manner. Then production. See, production is the only method. Production is the only method which utilizes the satisfy of human wants. Production is possible by combination of 4 factors. See, production is directly proportional to consumption. If the consumption is good, production will be good. If the consumption is bad, the production is bad. You can take in automobiles, you can take in your daily groceries also. If you like, if a person, if they launch only certain amount of products, if they launch around 1 lakh products, if that 1 lakh products are selling in 1 month or 1.5 month, means they will launch 2 to 3 lakhs products, so that that products will be immediately be catched by the market. Even the marketing also is very important in production launching and consumption launching. Only it should satisfy the persons who are using it. If your product is very bad, so automatically you will be under the loss. So next is exchange and distribution. Distribution and exchange is a continuous process. It is a cyclic process. When you exchange, there is a distribution. When you distribute, there is an exchange. Laborers get wages, suppliers of money getting profit. If you are selling your product for 100 rupees, you'll get 10% profit, 110. What you will do, 5% you will give for labor, 5% you will keep with yourself. So that again you can buy the products. Again you can buy the products and distribute to the respective societies or departments. So money and banking. Money is also plays an important role in the money is also plays a very important role in the banking purpose or individual purpose also. See, if you have money, then only you can start your business. You can sometimes, banks are giving loans also nowadays. So you can start your business. They are giving you home loans. They are giving you car loans. They are giving you exchange loans. The various amount of technological loans also being product. Various amount of business loans are also being launched in the market, so that you can take those loans. You can make usage of that loans. You can supply those loans. Then only you can utilize the loans. Then only you can launch those loans into the market. Next is modern economy is based on money. See, it is natural that modern economy is based on money. Bank is a financial institution, as you know. If you have good economy, then only you can deposit in banks and you can make a use of that interest also. Usually nowadays, whatever business has been running up, all those, what they'll do, all those things they'll put up in the bank. They'll put a financial interest of 10 years, so that they'll get an interest of 10%. What automatically after 10%, that money will be having some good interest. What that money will be utilized in the further intensity jobs also. So that is why even initiative is also required. If you are starting any business or any setup or any construction industry, whatever you are doing, any initiative, that should be immediately catched by the public. That is very important. Next is international trade. When nation trade among themselves, it is denoted as international trade. No country can produce all the commodity it requires. So in order to satisfy various needs, large number of items are depending on international trades. See, international trade, all things you cannot produce. Our country is very blessed country. We 70 to 60 to 70 products we can produce ourselves. So there is no anything that you can also produce your products based, but for an international trade, if you give something, even we get some good products for our daily basis, for our country also. So so for that purpose, international trade is nowadays being used. International trade can be done through ships or through jets, through aeroplanes. All this through even some, you will get some business software IT companies. You can see that they'll get some business from the respective neighboring countries or international countries who have good marketing policies. So even that things also come in international trade. These are all 10 points very important for you to understand and learn. Basics of engineering economic problems, that is allocation of resources, by what methods and goods produced, distribution of goods, utilization of resources, consumption, production, and exchange and distribution, money and banking. Modern economy is based on money, international trade. See, this is very important question. Basics engineering problems. These are very important question. You please understand this. You only remember this side points. I'm always repeating that. You only remember this side points. Once you remember this, all these side points, there will be no any amount of you to confuse yourself. If you remember all these things, means automatically you can reproduce your sentences and make your answer systematically. So for that purpose, by this we'll end up our discussion for today's class. Tomorrow once again we'll have the discussion on this engineering economy. So if you have any doubts, you can ask now. If you have any doubts, you can ask, or else I will end the discussion. So please understand this engineering economy. I'll send the notes also for you. Once you understand this engineering economy, it is a good question for your examination also. Everyone for your cooperation. We'll meet in next session.